Good afternoon, morning, or evening, and welcome to 656 Sports and Things. My name's Nathan. It came out today that the Ivy League could be in trouble. The Ivy League, a division of the NCAA schools, looks like they might not be playing basketball in the 21-22 season, or this season coming up. As it turns out, Harvard has already said, hey, we're not playing because of our current pandemic issues. There's not a lot of money, and you can't really play collegiate sports without touching each other. Right now, the NCAA is playing football, or at least some teams are, but what do you do moving forward? This isn't a huge deal because it's the Ivy League, but a lot of players do transfer out of the Ivy League to bigger basketball and football powerhouses. What happens now? The Ivy League's always been a place where players can hold their skills and play a sport they love and still get a really world-class education. The best example I can think of from a basketball point of view is Jeremy Lin, Raptors legend Jeremy Lin. He's probably more of a Knicks legend. Just won an NBA title, played it last year in China. He got a start in the NBA, in the Ivy League, bounced around a bit in the G League, finally catching fire. There, if the Ivy League was shut down one of those years, maybe he wouldn't have had the career he's had. And on top of that, with football, for Harvard, you have Chris Nowinski, who's doing a lot of good work with concussions. I don't know what happens. I don't know if the Ivy League is the most popular form of collegiate basketball. But if the Ivy League isn't playing collegiate basketball, does that mean the Big Ten, all those other conferences, the WAC, and all those fun conferences aren't going to be playing college basketball for this year? We always seen it last year with the NCAA tournament not getting a tournament, making this year the most interesting draft. What happens next year for collegiate athletes? If the whole NCAA, especially basketball, takes a year and a half off, this could really force an academy-type system to come in like they have in Europe, which has produced countless NBA stars like Dirk, Luka, Giannis, and almost every other NBA player from Europe played in an academy. Does that push the NBA to get academies, or even to affect like a junior system like they do here in hockey for the CHL? The CHL, you play and you become junior and you get drafted straight out of junior. Would that happen? Or I'm sure there are plenty of kids who end up playing in the Ivy League and getting a really top-notch education on an athletic scholarship who normally wouldn't be able to get that same education. So does that hurt it? Does that hurt it going forward? Do kids have less opportunities to get that same education they would have got if the league was offering athletic scholarships? I mean, Harvard's an expensive school to go to. One of the most prestigious universities in the States, Harvard, Princeton, Yale, all highly academic universities, but what happens if you don't have those options for young adults? Do they still end up going? Can their marks get them through? All that fun jazz. This could have a ripple effect because the Ivy League isn't playing. Then what happens if other NCAA divisions aren't playing? Does this affect Division III? Division III is underfunded right now. People who play in Division III, they're really just playing because they like playing basketball. So what happens then? Let me know what you think about the comments. If you're just browsing your way upon this video, make sure to hit like and subscribe. You can share it out as well. It helps. Doesn't cost you a thing. Let me know what you think happens if there's no Ivy League. What's the ripple effect? Would this affect other sports as well, like tennis? Tennis, track and field, football, not just basketball, not just hockey. Other sports as well. What happens then? We've already seen U Sports saying, you know what, we're not having a winter schedule here in Canada, which affects a lot of people. There's a lot of people who end up going through U Sports. So what happens then? But anyway, let me know what you think down below. Let me know what you think as this pertains to basketball or even the NCAA football. What happens then? There's actually someone from Newfoundland right now. I don't have a script for these videos. I just ramble sometimes, collecting my thoughts. There is a female from Newfoundland who's playing hockey at Princeton right now. What happens to her season if there's no winter schedule for the Ivy League? Princeton's a very highly educated university. What happens if this affects, other conferences? Right now, there's a guy from St. John's playing for Boston College. Boston College Eagles, Alex Newhook, drafted by Colorado. What happens then? Do these players then find other ways to play the game, or do their parent organizations, if you're already drafted, like Alex Newhook's already drafted by, I believe, Colorado, does Colorado go, we'll bring you up to the Eagles or bring you to an ECHL team instead of not going to be playing in Boston College? What happens then? Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know how this would affect your favorite team, or even if you think it will affect the NFL, the NBA, or any other league. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you're just browsing your play upon this video. And because we're talking about education in the Ivy League, share. Sharing is caring. And if you're above 35 and have kids, it's getting close to Halloween, we both know that you're going to tell your kids to share their Halloween candy with you. So share this video. Y'all have a great day, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you again soon. Goodbye.